So, hi there everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're not actually fishing for a change. So yeah, today I'm going to show you guys my top 5 bass lures that I use throughout the seasons, summer, winter, autumn. Because I've had a few messages from people and people put in the comments to make a video on what lures I use. So I thought what better way today than do that for you guys. And it'd be nice if you could put in the comments, guys, what sort of bass lures you use. I'd love to hear from you guys of what lures catch bass for you. So yeah, we've got a different variety today. So we're going to go on to the first one in a second, guys. Just get it out of the box. And yeah, I'll run you through how to use it, what conditions to use it in, what kind of ground, and hopefully it will help you bring on your bass fishing, guys. For the first bass lure I'm going to show you guys today, it's a lure that I've, just over the last couple of months really got into using a little bit more. You'd have seen in the previous videos, it's been doing pretty well for me. And that's the Samson Bum, guys. Absolute deadly lure. Surface lure this is, but it is a sinking surface lure. So as you cast out, if you let it hit the water, with any other surface lures, normally they just sit on the surface. But this one will drop like a stone. So that gives you different varieties of using this lure. You can let it sink down, I don't know, 3 or 4 foot, and then retrieve it in nice and slow as it comes up through the water column. I've done that many a times over the last couple of months, and the bass, as it's hit the water and dropped down, and you start the retrieve, the bass come and absolutely nail you. So you've got different ways of fishing this. Like I say, you can drop it down, let it sink, retrieve it back up. You can skid it along the surface like so, with the odd twitch on the rod. Give it a hard pull and it will shake from side to side, and it will roll as well. With the shape it is, it's got so many different actions. Don't actually really know what it looks like, to be honest, but for some reason I find in Guernsey, I don't know what it is in other places, but I find white lures and green lures absolutely kill for bassels. I don't know what it is. Must be something like fry maybe. It looks like fry, but it's a big fry, this one. But in green we've got a lot of sand eels in Guernsey. But and it casts like an absolute bullet. Absolutely, the other day I was using it in force 5 to 6 wind, head on wind, and it still casts like an absolute dream. Definitely a lure I'd recommend you have in your box, guys. It's one lure I wouldn't go out with, that's for sure. I say, it's the other side, exactly the same. Treble hooks, really good. Some people will, argue the question of treble hooks or single hooks. I preferably prefer trebles. I know it can put the bass in danger, but I find my hook-up rate is definitely a lot better on the trebles than it is on the single hooks. So that's just my preference, really. But you can use single hooks or treble hooks. So yeah, that's the first lure, guys. I'll show you a picture in the video in a second of me landing a bass on this lure, just so proves that it works. But I definitely recommend this. 21 gram. There's definitely different kinds of lures like this as well. You got the Samson Shad. They got a whole different range of different lures. So I'd recommend going to check out Samson lures, guys. So yeah, that's the first lure out of the way. I say definitely have one of these in your box and you're guaranteed to catch bass, guys. So let's go on to the next one. So guys, we're going to go on to the next lure now. This lure, I'm going to show you in a second, by far is my favourite surface lure, in my opinion. People might have different opinions on it. But this is the Pachinko Frosty. I would never go out without this in my box. This thing, if you're having a bad day, chuck this on, guys. And you're, guaranteed to have a chance of catching a bass. With the, you got the face there. The water gets plumed up as you're bringing in the lure. It's nice and streamlined, so it casts very well. The one thing I don't like with them is when you got a head-on wind, it's quite lightweight. So you tend to, not get the distance on the cast. But, this lure has caught me, as you've seen in the last few videos, caught me so many bass. It's like the, petrol collar lure. Cast like a dream. The action on this is really good. Nice slow retrieve, just with the odd twitch on the rod. Really slowly retrieving it. And this thing will skip along the surface. The faster you retrieve it, the quicker it will skip. But I tend to slow retrieve this one in. Just with the odd twitch, getting it to kick from side to side. You can walk the dog with it as well. Different, arm movements. You'll get the action on there. And you got another Pachinko there. This is a 125. This is still the same, kind of lure. But the 125, you can get all different varieties of Pachinkos, from the 165, 140s. They go off in size range. So I tend to use the smaller ones. I find you get a bit more distance on the cast from the smaller ones. And again, I'll put a picture in of me catching bass on this one. But yeah, I'll definitely recommend having one of these in your lure box, sorry. Probably, I think they're about 16 to 18 pound, so quite a hefty price for a lure. But yeah, I don't mind spending money on a lure that I know is going to catch bass. So you've got the ball bearings in there, they knock from side to side, you can hear. It's got that rattle. The Samson lure hasn't got that. That drives the fish crazy. So yeah, I say definitely recommend you get one of those, guys. You'll catch bass all day long on it. And yeah, we're going to go on to the next lure, guys. So guys, those are my two favourite surface lures. The Pachinko, Frosty, and the 125. Like I said, there's different ranges. And the Samson Bomb, I think it's 21 gram that one is. I'd definitely recommend you getting one of those in your box. They're not cheap. I think the Samson lures, I think £20, I think. But yeah, definitely worth the money for the quality of lure you get. And it catches bass. The Pachinko range from between £16 and £20 as well. Quite expensive. You wouldn't want to lose them, but yeah, you pay for what you get really with these lures. You'll guaranteed to catch bass from if the bass are in the area. Every time I chuck that lure out, guys, I expect to catch a bass. With those, just get a bit more confidence with them, the way they move in the water and that. So yeah, I definitely recommend you getting those, guys. Like I say, they've caught me bass. So yeah, but now we're going to move on to a different kind of lure now, guys. We're going to be using, showing you some soft plastic lures now. The first one I'm going to show you is the Pays JJ Minnow. This is a weedless lure, guys. 15 gram. Absolutely deadly little lure. Nice and small. The movement of this lure in the water is absolutely deadly. The pulse tail there. Good vibration. As you can see there. You see on the camera the head moves. All comes, yeah, disjointed like that. So that gives extra vibration in the water. Say weedless. The hook can sit inside there. Nice and streamlined. So you can bounce this over weed, over the top, over boulders, and you'll 9 times out of 10 get it back, guys. I've caught some good bass on this, especially in the night time. Absolutely deadly lure. I'll definitely recommend. Again, Mr. Fish, go and find out on his webpage. You'll see different varieties of these. I mean, they range from, I think they're between £6 and £7, I think, for one lure. So you can't go wrong, guys. And they're very tough. I've caught a lot of bass on this lure, and it's still really good tact. The hook still hasn't gone rusty or anything. So yeah, I'd recommend using this on a nice overcast day. Pretty calm. I find they struggle to cast the 15 gram in the head-on wind. But yeah, nice calm day. Your sardine collar silhouettes off the sky. And yeah, the bass can't help but nail it, guys. I say, absolutely deadly lure. I'd definitely recommend having one of these in your box. You get some big wrasse in them as well. I say, and weedless as well, so you can fish over anything. And yeah, definitely one to have in your box, guys. So that's the first one out of the way. We're going to go on to, yeah, one of my favourite bass lures there is. I'll get back to you in 2 seconds. We've got it, guys. But yeah, this next lure, well, these two lures I'm going to show you next, by far, have caught me stupid amounts of bass. So yeah, we'll get that in 2 seconds. So guys, we're going to go on to the next lure now. This by far is one of my top bass lures. It's caught me numerous bass over the last few years. And it's the Savage Gear V2. You would have seen it on many different videos that I've done over the last year or so. This thing absolutely slays bass. I don't know if it's the collar or what, but I think my bass fishing rate of catching has gone up significantly over the last year or so fishing with this lure, guys. It might be the collar, the sand eels, like I say, we got a lot of sand eels over here in Guernsey. I find the green collared one like that, or the white collared one, is absolutely deadly. The other ones do work as well. I've caught bass on them, but I feel a lot more confident when I've got one of these, when I'm fishing one of these, sorry. Well, this is 15 gram. So yeah, casts pretty well as well. When you've got a bit of a head-on wind, it will still get out there. But yeah, you see there, it's not weedless. So I wouldn't recommend fishing in really, really shallow water. Yeah, 5 to 10 foot of water. This thing will get down in the water column. Good action on it as well. Good vibration. Nice soft plastic. And yeah, it doesn't rip easily as well. You do tend to get some lures. You get one bass in them. And yeah, they'll rip after a couple. But I've fished with this, as you can see. It's taken an absolute battering. I've caught so many bass on this one lure. I think £6, maybe £7 for one lure. And you can catch, yeah, endless bass in it, guys. Absolutely deadly lure, especially in the night time as well. I've found this lure. Go and check out some of the videos on the channel of me catching bass on this in the night time. Absolutely deadly lure. Like I said, this one's had a bit of a pasting. But yeah, I wouldn't go out again without one of these. I said, if the fishing's tough, stick one of these on, guys. And yeah, if there's bass in the area, you will nail them. Like, you put some lures on, you're thinking you're not got no confidence. When I put this on, the clips reel, I'm always thinking, yeah, I'm going to get a hit on that next cast. So I definitely recommend you get one of these, guys. Go on the Savage Gear website. And yeah, they got all different colours, sizes and that. You can get the bigger sizes. I definitely recommend you get one of those in your box, guys. So yeah, I'd say that's probably my second favourite bass lure by far. Like I say, my catch rate has been deadly on these. So go and watch some of the videos if you haven't already and see how many bass we've caught on this one lure, guys. So we're going to get on to the last lure, guys. And I think by far, it's, yeah, my favourite bass lure of all time, I reckon. For sure. We'll get it out of the box, guys, and we'll get you a show of it. So, guys, the moment of truth's come. In my opinion, this last lure I'm going to show you by far is my favourite bass lure out there. I say it's my opinion only. I've caught my personal best bass on the shore on this lure. And yeah, here it is. It's the Sidewinder Skerries Eel. You cannot go wrong with this lure, guys. 25 gram. You get 3 lures in a packet. I think £8 for 3 lures. You cannot go wrong. This thing absolutely nails bass. Sand eel imitation. You can get different varieties and colours of these lures. I think Sidewinder's just brought out a new batch of lures. So yeah, go and check those out on their website, guys. But yeah, I've by far caught my most bass on this lure. Fishes very well. Nighttime, daytime. In the wind, it's a bit hit or miss. If you've got a head-on wind, it doesn't cast too well, even though it's 25 gram. But if you've got the wind behind you, guys, this thing does cast pretty well. And the action on this it just screams an injured bait fish. And yeah, like I say, we got a lot of sand eels in Guernsey. So and this replicates the sand eel imitation as good as any other lure, that's for sure. Like I say, I've caught bass from £0.5 to my PB bass of £8.9. I'd definitely recommend you having one of these in your box. Like I say, you can't go wrong for the price. 3 lures for £8. Go on the Sidewinder website. Like I said, they got different varieties of these. So they got a new batch out as well. So they're going to sell out pretty quick, guys. But yeah, every time I put this lure on, same as any of the other 4 lures I've shown you, it just gives me that extra bit of confidence that I'm going to catch a bass. Every time you chuck it out, it makes you work that lure a little bit harder if you've got confidence in it. If you're chucking a lure out that you've got no confidence in, you're not going to work it half as well. But I've caught bass on the sand with this lure, over the boulders, over the weed, any conditions, this thing nails. Every time. If you're having a struggle fishing for bass, and yeah, you tried all the other lures, I definitely recommend you trying this lure out, guys. 9 times out of 10, if it's been slow for me and I've stuck this lure on, I normally always catch with it. Every time. Not trying to big it up or anything. But yeah, by far, my favourite bass lure of all time. So, I wasn't actually filming at the time. Like I said, I had that £8.9 bass. And I kid you not, next cast I had one of £8.6. And I think I had another one of about £5. All in about the space of 5 casts on this lure. So yeah, definitely catches bass, guys. I definitely recommend all these lures, to be honest. I say we had the Pachinko Frosty. That is absolutely deadly. More in the summer months, I tend to use the Pachinkos and the surface lures. The bass are a lot more active in the summer over here in Guernsey. In the winter, they seem to, yeah, they go a bit more docile. So I tend to use, like I say, the Savage Gear V2 or the Sidewinder. I find the soft plastic work a bit better, I think, in the winter. I tend to stick with the Pachinkos and the Samson lures, you see there, in the summer. I prefer the surface lures, definitely in the summer. I find your catch rates a lot better than the soft plastics. But again, it's personal preference. So I tend to use these on the boat as well. They catch all day long. So yeah, I say those are the lures, the 5 lures. So different varieties as well, gives you a good yeah, variety of lures to choose, from surface lures to soft plastics. You can use hard plastics. I've got some in the box there, but I tend to stick to soft plastics diving lures instead of the hard plastic. I find they imitate a injured fish, and they look more like a fish as well than the hard plastics too. Like I say, personal preference. But yeah, you can't go wrong with any of these lures, guys. So yeah, so those are my 5 favourite bass lures, guys. Like I said, I'd love to know your opinion, even on these lures. If you've used them and caught bass, I'd love to know. Yeah, so leave it in the comments. I say people have been asking me to do a video like this, so I thought, yeah, go ahead and do it today. And yeah, hopefully it brings on your lure fishing as well, guys, with those 5 lures I've shown you. So I've caught numerous bass on all those lures. They give you extra confidence, especially when you caught and then you think, yeah, that's the lure I'm going to use. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, guys, I'd say leave a comment. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. I'd say it's my personal preference on these lures. You might have a completely different opinion on the lures you use for bass, but I'd love to know. And yeah, if you're new around here, guys, subscribe, because we'll be putting these lures into action really soon again, and hopefully nailing a few bass. Cheers for tuning in, like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the sea soon.